TGIF, we made it to Friday, guys. I did not bring my tripod today, so you guys are resting on my Sonic cup. Hopefully you won't fall. It's gonna get you in a better angle. Today's video is gonna be a little bit different, I guess, but it's Friday, and for Friday, for our home, it's Friday Night Lights. And honestly, this year we have Thursday Night Lights too. Our JV team plays on Thursdays and our varsity team plays on Fridays. And I have one of the twins is on JV and the other one is on varsity. So we are going back-to-back games. I travel to one and then the next day is home and vice versa. So today's video is kind of brought to you and to my mind from yesterday's game. And it is basically we need to own our own truth and to stick by it and just to live it and stop trying to mask it or hide it or downplay it or whatever it might be. And that's what today's video is. I'm gonna own my own truth. And just to get into that, I live in a very small town, next to a pretty big town. And our little small town has been teased and whatnot for being a privileged town and a privileged school, and our kids think they're better than everybody, and that is not true. Problem is we just have higher standards. We have higher standards in our school district. We have higher standards in our homes. Hold on. I only made that face because we get so many just automated phone calls, and I knew that's what that was. Anyway, for those of you who have not figured it out, I'm at work. I'm the only one here right now. Everyone's gone or at lunch, so I'm gonna take a few minutes and film this real quick and get it uploaded for you because I have not taken time to do that. My husband was home this morning and I spent a little time with him, and that was nice. Anyway, our little small town, you know, I'm just gonna own my truth. I guess maybe my kids do go to a privileged school. It's still a public school. It's just our district really has very high standards. Some may like it, some may not. For a parent, I love it. I love the fact that I know that the standard is pretty equal for everyone. I don't want my kids hanging out with a bunch of thugs. I don't want my kids hanging out with a bunch of gangsters and a bunch of drug dealers and a bunch of drug heads. I don't want my kids to befriend those kind of kids, because we become the 5 people we spend the most time with. And if they befriend somebody who is not living their best life, what is that going to encourage them to do, you know? Dreamers. My kids go to school with dreamers, and I love that. My kids go to school with kids who have ambitions. And I'm going to say it can go the other way. There are a lot of parents in our district that are very hard on their kids, and they want them to live up to status quo. That does go on, and that is part of their truth. It is not part of my truth. I don't want our kids to live a fake life, to wear clothes just so they can be accepted, to wear particular shoes or have a certain phone to have this status. That's not what my truth is. My truth is, though, is excellence, and you put forth effort and you do your best and you go after what you want in this life, and that's okay. The game yesterday, they had to play on, you know, we went to their stadium, and when you compare their stadium to our stadium, it's like, wow, we really are a little privileged, I guess, you know. We have a pretty big stadium with turf and a brand new scoreboard and all the fancy schmancy stuff. And here is this little school where next year our varsity will play there, and their parking can't even accommodate our school, let alone maybe theirs. We travel well with our kiddos for away games. We travel well, especially if your kid is on the football team or on the drill team or in the band or any of that. We travel very well. We can pack a stadium in pretty decently, especially a visitor side. Usually your visitor side isn't quite as big as the home side. I know on our stadium it's not, but we have never seen, I guess there's only 1 or 2 schools that it comes pretty close to being tight on their side. And that's because there are other local schools that we kind of really have have a connection with. Oh, nice. Sorry, just read a text. So that is great. You know, it's good to be able to step out and to say, wow, we really do have a lot, because it reminds you to be grateful and to be gracious. And then I talked to one of my friends who her son is on one of our freshman teams, and that game sounded like a disaster, and not necessarily because they lost, but because of the way the parents from the other team behaved. And that just appalls me more than anything. When I'm in the stand cheering for our team, I'm not going to root for your team to get hurt. I'm not going to yell things at your team, at your players. If one of your players gets ejected, I'm not going to yell something. One of our players did not get ejected. One of theirs did. But when it happens, I might clap, but I'm clapping for the refs for catching something that needed to be caught. Poor attitudes don't deserve to play. They just don't deserve to play. And I'm thankful our coaches see that, and that's one of their standards as well. They're on varsity, they're top 11 for offense play. That's it, top 11. Earn your spot. But you don't necessarily earn it just by ability. You also earn it by character and ability. You might have all the ability in the world, but if your character stinks, you can guarantee that you will not see playtime. If you do, it's very little or very necessary, because your skill is needed. And I love that. I own that truth. It's one reason why I constantly encourage. I'm so sorry. And I'm not editing that out. That is one reason why I encourage our kids to stick to something. I really encourage the boys to stay into football, because they need that mentoring from other adults other than just my husband and I. Gosh, I hate it when I yawn, because then I do get teary. Anyway. So I own the truth of being one of those football moms that sits on the stands and evaluates everything. I evaluate all the plays being made. But more than that, I love the game. I love watching my kids play. I love watching the other kids play and the bond that they develop with each other. I'm looking at those things. I'm watching number 52 give number 11 a high five and a hip bump and pat on the helmet. In fact, yesterday for the JV game that I watched, a player from the other team had kind of tried to tackle one of our guys twice, and he got pretty aggressive the second time, but then he just turned around and pat our kid on the head like, hey, good try, and way to stick it out. And I thought that was pretty amazing. So I was very heartbroken when I heard what happened at the freshman game, because they didn't deserve that. Those kids and those parents didn't deserve what they heard and what they witnessed. One of our kids was hurt on the field, and apparently some of the parents were yelling for that kid to hurry up and get off the field so the game can continue. And that is just not what we do as parents. And, you know, if your kid is on the ground, I'm catching my breath as if it's my own, because it's a kid. It's your kid. But when they're on the field, they're my kids too. I really, really love being a football mom, and I'm going to own that truth too. I really love wearing my heart on my sleeve, and I'm going to own that truth. Yes, my kids might go to a privileged school, if that's what you want to say. I happen to think that they earned that privilege. They're better people because of that privilege. Yes, it comes down to parenting, but parents can't do it all. You guys. Parents can't do it all. We can't. We can try, but we're not with our kids 24/7. The adults that are in their lives, and I can't tell you why I'm tearing up. I have no idea. The other adults that are in their lives make a difference as well. I'm very thankful that the kids have coaches that they feel a bond with. I'm also very, very thankful that they have other adults in their life, friends, parents, that they can go to, and that my kids learn their own truth. They might see something going on that they don't approve of, and they might be thankful that it's not in our home, or they might see how another kid treats their parents, and it reminds them to kind of watch their actions and reactions. So that is the truth that I own today. I'm a football mom, and I love it. I get tired. Oh, I guess I need to confess. No! Sorry. I had created a new domain name, a new website that I'm working on behind the scenes. I haven't really released it publicly to a whole lot of people. But, oh my goodness, I have gotten so many phone calls and emails and just... I almost think it would have been worth paying the extra, whatever it was, just to get privacy. Anyway, the other truth I'm going to own is that I, as much as I love our dog, do not like going to the vet with her. So I've recruited my daughter. She is coming into town tomorrow specifically to pick up the dog and one of the twins, and they're going to go take her and get her shots and all that good stuff. I just hate going. I don't know if it's the time investment on a Saturday. I don't know if it is just so many people and so many animals in one room, or what it is, but I'm thankful I don't have to do it. You guys, I'm very sorry you have to look at this face. I look very tired today. I look in the mirror and I thought, well, I don't think I left the house looking that tired, but oh well, it is what it is. What you gonna do? I can't go get a facelift. Not at 11:30 in the morning. Bye. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Love you.